I just called to say I love you. Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. And yes, I do love you. So today we will be talking about Valentine's Day. You know, what we should wear. You know, I got less expensive options. I got some niche options. You know, we're going to talk about the first date, the last date. Anywho, if you're interested, please keep watching. Before we get started with the video, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Roxanne, and this is Roxanne's Retreat. If this is your first time joining me, thank you and welcome. And if you've been here before and you decided to come back, big up your whole self. Big up your whole entire self. Truly, truly, truly appreciate your continued support of my channel. If you have not already subscribed, now's the time. Go ahead, hit that button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you will know every single time I upload. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, before we get into the fragrances, let's talk about my scent of the day. So today I decided to wear these two together. So I have in my hand, this is You're the One from Bath & Body Works, and it is white birch, velvety rose, and a drop of strawberry nectar. Well, who knew? I never read the notes of this. Anyways, then I went in with this fragrance right here, Miss Dior, Absolutely Blooming. So if you smell this before, you know this is raspberry. It's pomegranate, there's musk, there's rose in here. Very girly. This is the only Miss Dior I currently own. It's very girly. You know, again, not super groundbreaking or anything like that, but it's a very feminine, very classic fragrance. I think it's my favorite. Yeah, oh, it's so pretty, so fruity. Anywho, that's my scent of the day. So I got You're the One from Bath & Body Works and Absolutely Blooming, Miss Dior from Dior. This typically gives me about 6 hours on the skin. So, scent of the day, y'all. Okay, y'all, let's get into this video. So, February has a lot of stuff going on. It's Black History Month. It's the Super Bowl. It's Valentine's Day. All kinds of things, okay? But today we are going to be talking about Valentine's Day and different fragrances that I would recommend, you know, to wear in different situations. So here we go. First up, we're going to talk about, this is your first date, or this is your first Valentine's Day date with this person. You've been seeing them for maybe about a month, and you know, it's Valentine's Day and he or she wants to take you out. So let's go. First option here is the inexpensive option. And I'm going to go in with this right here from Bath & Body Works, Sweetheart Cherry. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is wild cherry, crushed pistachio, and whipped vanilla. If you have not gotten your nose on this, what are you waiting for? This thing is pure fire. Really, really good. And then I would go in with this right here, and this is Modest Dew from APHRODISIAC. So this is really inexpensive, but it doesn't smell like it's inexpensive. It's not sharp. It's not anything like that. So you have strawberry. I think there's raspberry, there's chocolate, there's vanilla. Just a very pretty, very sexy fragrance though. And there's kind of like a earthy something. Oh, it must be patchouli in the base, but it's not loud, it's not off-putting, it's not dirty or anything like that. This fragrance right here is just worth the coins in my opinion. So for your first date, first Valentine's Day date, a less expensive option, I would go in with Modest Dew, which is sexy as heck. Gives me about 6 to 7 hours on the skin. Minimal projection, minimal sillage. When he comes in close, he's gonna want to nuzzle y'all, I promise. And then, you know, I went in with Sweetheart Cherry on the base. So this is Modest Dew from APHRODISIAC. Check it out if you have not already done so. All right, so next up, and we're sticking with the first Valentine's Day date. Like I said, you've been seeing each other for about a month. And so this is it's a little bit more expensive of an option. Still going in with Sweetheart Cherry as the base, but as the fragrance, I'm going in with Rouge Smoking from BDK. Listen, y'all, look at my dent. You think I'm playing? I'm not playing. I love this fragrance. So this is cherry, there's pink pepper, there's vanilla. There's some similarities in these two fragrances that I speak of right now. Also, there's some tonka bean, white musk, and ambroxan in the base. You know, in the beginning when I got this, the performance was a little sketchy, but as it sat, it got way better. This to me has like this understated kind of sexy vibe. So you're sexy, but you're not trying too hard. And that's what I think that first Valentine's date should be. You know, unless you want to put it on them. I'm just saying. But this is very sexy, very understated. It's sweet, it's powdery, it's feminine. Very, very pretty fragrance. So yeah, I recommend the BDK's Rouge Smoking. For that, you know, I'm still getting to know you kind of first date for Valentine's Day. Check it out. Gives me about 6 hours on the skin, depending on the weather. The sillage and the projection, I would say it's minimal to moderate, depending on how much you spray. I definitely overspray this one because I love it. I love this fragrance. So this is BDK's Rouge Smoking. Okay, so let's talk about a date that you're going on. And it could be just your friends that you're hanging out with, or your guy or your girl, and you know that they've complimented you on fragrances that are kind of like white florals and that kind of vibe. And so you want to wear something that you know they like. You've been seeing them for a minute, and you know you want this date night to be just really smooth and, you know, pretty and, you know, very girly and womanly. So the first fragrance I'm going to recommend, if that's what you want to do, is this right here. And this is My Way, but this is the Floral. Very, very pretty, again, girly fragrance. I wouldn't say like it's sexy or anything, but it's very appealing if you like a citrusy kind of white floral fragrance. It opens with, just like all the My Ways, it opens with like this slight kind of greenness to it. But then it starts to dry down and you start getting that middle heavy white floral with the tuberose. And in the base, there's some vanilla, there's some musk. Yeah. So you have to like white florals, and you have to have like something that's a little green along with that white floral. Your guy or your girl has to like it too, because, you know, you guys are going out on that little date together. I would recommend this for like a day date that just kind of goes into the evening. You guys are spending the day together and you have a whole day planned. You know, you're probably gonna go on a little picnic. Maybe it's inside it because you live up north and it's cold, but maybe you live in Florida and it's nice and warm and you're going to just have a picnic by the lake or by the beach. But yeah, this is a really pretty fragrance for that kind of setting. So this is My Way Floral. This one gives me about, I want to say 5 hours on the skin, moderate projection, moderate sillage. Again, very feminine, very pretty, but you have to like a green opening. But to me, the opening kind of dies down and you get into that white floral kind of slight vanilla musky vibe. So yeah, definitely comes highly recommended. So we're going to stick with that same kind of theme right here with like a classy kind of floral fragrance that it's probably going to be a date, that it's going to be a day date going into the evening. You already know that this person enjoys florals on you. And the fragrance I speak about happens to come from the same house, just a Privé line. And this is Rouge Malachite from Armani Privé. So again, white floral heaven if you like white florals. So this one is to me, it's a little bit more tuberose heavy than the My Way Floral, because it opens with tuberose. There's tuberose in the middle. But the opening is a little bit more spicy, a little bit more aromatic than the previous fragrance that I mentioned. In the middle, there's some jasmine, there's some ylang ylang, and in the base, we have some orange blossom and some cashmere. So it's sweet, it's feminine, it's classy. Definitely great for, to me, that kind of an occasion. You know, a day date that you know the person, you guys are going to spend the day together, go into the evening, you know. So it's not doing too much, but, you know, you do have a presence. I have layered this with Love Don't Be Shy from Kilian. Match Made in Heaven. Maybe you want to try that, because Love Don't Be Shy seems to be a fragrance that a lot of people like to wear on Valentine's Day because it's so sweet. And, you know, if you're going out with a guy, you know that they are a sucker for a sweet fragrance. So if you want to layer those two, that's also another option if you have that fragrance. But yeah, so this is Rouge Malachite from Amani Privé. Gives me about 6 hours on the skin. I would say the projection and sillage is moderate. And it's like a really pretty, classy, feminine white floral fragrance. Tuberose heavy with a little bit of some kind of spiciness in the fragrance. So yep, definitely comes highly recommended. Just a little bit of more of an more expensive, a little bit more well blended option than the My Way Floral. So check it out. I will link everything below if I can find it, and I will always link the best price. So check out the description box. Next up is for my ladies or gentlemen that actually want to smell like something from a box of chocolates, okay? Something from that you're actually going to eat on Valentine's Day. So, if your goal is to be consumed, let's go. The less expensive option. We are going to, actually what we're going to do is this. We're gonna go in with either one of these two body butters, depending on what you want to bring out in the fragrance. So if we want to bring out the caramel and the, you know, kind of sticky vibe, we will go with this one. We will go with a Dulce de Leche from Sugar Mama Fragrances. Again, photorealistic, smells exactly like it says. It is sweet. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. So Dulce de Leche. So that's if you want to bring out the caramel kind of vibe. Now, if you want to bring out the chocolate, we're going to go with chocolate from Sugar Mama Fragrances. Again, if you don't want to smell like chocolate, do not get this. My gosh. But if you do, this is your girl. This is your girl for the base. Or you could mix them both. Who knows? Whatever you want to do. But the fragrance, the first fragrance, the least expensive one is this right here. And this is Sweet Tooth Caramel Dream from Sabrina Carpenter. If you smell this before, you know what it smells like. It's very pretty. It's caramel. There's a little bit of chocolate in it, but the price is right, y'all. Very, very girly, very edible. And then I go in with Prada Candy Nights. So you are smelling, and you guys know what this smells like. This is more like of a kind of cacao, a little bit of caramel, kind of like the original, but I find this to be sexier. If you like that kind of vibe. Sexier, more sensual. The chocolate in here makes it a little bit deeper, just darker, just more delicious. So these two together. So you're going to be smelling, depending on which you pick. So let's say we go with the Dulce de Leche. You're going to be smelling like literally, you know, See's candy. You know, they have those box of candies, and it's just different caramels and, you know, different chewy ones. That's what you're going to smell like. You're going to smell like chocolate covered caramel candy. Chocolate covered caramel goodness. All right. So Sweet Tooth Caramel Dream from Sabrina Carpenter. And then the Prada Candy Nights. So, you know, either way, I think I would put the Sweet Tooth, and I have put the Sweet Tooth on top of the Candy Night, because this one is a little bit deeper, darker. So this one goes in first, and then I go in with this one. Either way, you're smelling like a chocolate covered caramels. Great combination if that's what you're trying to achieve, if you want to be consumed. Okay, so this one here, it's kind of almost the same vibe, but a little bit, definitely more expensive, but a little bit deeper based on the fragrances. So again, we're going to go in with either one of these body butters or two, depends on what you're feeling. Dolce de Leche or chocolate from Sugar Mama Fragrances. First fragrance I'm going in is this one right here. And I talk about this fragrance all the time because I actually love it. It's one of the go-to chocolate fragrances for me when I'm in the mood. And this is JOAL. Can't say the name of the house. Always going to pop it up on the screen. But yeah, this is basically like chocolate covered nuts. It's cacao. I think it's hazelnut in here. Tonka bean. But you got to be a chocolate lover. And chocolate, I know, is a very difficult note in fragrance. Not everybody could tolerate it. People love to eat it, but it's not something like they want to smell like. I get it. I absolutely get it. But when I'm in the mood, I want to wear this. This is JOAL. Very, very chocolatey, very nutty. Then I went in with MADERA, which you know that this is caramel goodness. JOAL, MADERA, match made in heaven. You will be smelling like, again, chocolate covered caramel chocolates with some nuts in there. So again, we're going to talk about See's Candy. If you've never had See's Candy, what are you doing? If you live in California, you have the stores. If you live in any other part of the United States, if you live in any other part of the United States, they have the kiosks. You know, it's usually around the holidays, and they sometimes bring it out Valentine's Day. But the chocolate is amazing. So you're smelling like a box of chocolates from See's Candy, but the ones you're smelling like is the nuts and chews. Because this is very nutty. This is caramel goodness. Goodness. In terms of performance, this one gives me about 6 hours on the skin. Moderate in terms of sillage and projection. This one gives me about 4 to 5 hours on the skin, depending, and the sillage and the projection is moderate also. So yep, this is your more expensive option if you're going out with someone that loves to smell like this kind of edible vibe, or if you're going out by your darn self and that's what you want to smell like. Like, there is something such as self-love. So here we go. I recommend these two fragrances. Check them out if you have not already done so. Okay, so now these fragrances, in my opinion, you just want to put it on them. You just want to put it on her. You just want to be sexy. You want to be sultry. You want to pull them in. You know, you got your little outfit going on and your shoulders are back and you're feeling your whole sexy self. First fragrance option. The first thing I'm going to do is, of course, I'm going to lotion up, and then I am going to use the Nest Turkish Rose oil, okay, as my base. So I would put the oil just by itself, put my lotion, put the oil up here, because that's the part of my body I'm going to put it on. The rest of my body, I'm just going to use my lotion. I'll probably put a little drops of oil in the lotion. And then I'm going in with my girl. I want to tell you, my guy was like, that fragrance again? When I was getting ready for this video. I'm like, because I believe in it. Possibilities from the House of La Perla. Y'all already knew this was going to be on this list. Y'all already knew this because you know me. If you watch me, you know me. And you know when I wear Possibilities, I feel so sexy. This fragrance, and I know not everybody loves it. It's not for everyone. But let me tell you, it is for me. It is for me. Oh my gosh. This does something to my psyche. Okay? I smell it and you can't tell me anything. I am on a catwalk somewhere in Paris, but I'm not skinny. I'm on a, I'm on like a, you know, a regular sized girl catwalk, and I'm going down the, can't tell me anything. So this is freesia, blackcurrant, pink pepper. In the middle there's rose water, orange blossom, cashmere wood, vanilla, and akigala wood, ambergris, all of that in the fragrance. I called all the notes out. This is sexy, it's spicy, it's feminine, it's sophisticated. It pulls you in because it is different. You are not going to smell like everybody in the restaurant or wherever you are. Everybody at the movie theater, everybody, you know, taking a nice walk on, you know, River Walk in San Antonio or in Tampa, you know. This fragrance, I know, and it's hard to find. People are just discovering possibilities. And there are people that I've seen on YouTube that are decluttering possibilities. Listen, just send it to me, because when this bottle is done, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Obviously, I'm gonna buy a new one, but I love this fragrance and I find it to be so sexy. And these two together, gorgeous. Very, very gorgeous combination. So possibilities from La Perla with the Nest Turkish Rose Oil, and you're gonna be smelling like a sexy, sexy dream. Trust me, okay? Trust me. All right, next up is my, you know, more expensive option. And this one, again, is also polarizing. You have to be into something that's just sexy, just carnal. And the fragrance I speak of is none other than Absolute Aphrodisiac from Initio Parfums. I love this thing. I know for some people it's a turn off because it gets a little animalic. But I love it. I love it. It's amber, it's vanilla, it's castoreum, leather, musk, and white flowers. That's what it says. But to me, it's just a whole heap of sexiness. Whole heap of sexiness in a bottle. And the black bottle is perfect for this. Yeah. You got to be ready for it, though. It's not for everyone. But I can suggest, if you want to... Lord have mercy. I can suggest, though, if you want to sweeten up the fragrance, because, you know, oh my gosh, this might be too much, you know. You might put it on him or her too much, and he might end up in a situation that you welcome, of course. Use the Madagascar vanilla oil from Nest. This will sweeten up this whole fragrance. If you want that, if that's what you desire. Me, I'm going to go in with some Eucerin or, you know, like the Fenty Butter Drop and keep it moving. Because I just like wearing this fragrance on its own. Again, you have options. You could sweeten it up with the oil. You could sweeten it up like, let's say you have Burberry Goddess or... what is it? Escapade Gourmand, Fire at Will, any of those, Vanilla 28, any of those fragrances, if you want to layer that to make it a little bit sweeter, a little bit more wearable for you, go ahead and do that. But this fragrance on its own does things to the fellas. I shouldn't say the fellas. This does things to my fella. So, okay, this right here, Absolute Aphrodisiac from Initio. Spicy, sexy, leathery, carnal fragrance. Not for everyone. You definitely should test it. Gives me about 4 to 5 hours on the skin. Moderate projection, moderate sillage, and just pure, unadulterated sexiness. Okay? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, so these fragrances here, these next couple options, for me, I put it in the category of you've already been dating for a minute. You might be engaged. You might be married for years, and you're going to this really upscale place, or it's like a special dinner that your significant other rented out part of the restaurant, and it's just the two of you, and you know, you got one-on-one attention and just super special. So you want to smell a bougie as heck. So if you're on a budget, I would go in with this. So I have the Indian jasmine oil from Nest, right? Pretty. I love this one. Mine's almost done. Time to re-up. Come on, Sephora sale. And then a Valentino Donna Born in Roma, the Intense. Again, I know this is not a love for everyone, but those who love it, they absolutely love it. This is deep. This is intoxicating. This is sexy. This is bourbon vanilla in the opening and some amber, as opposed to the original Born in Roma that has the original Donna Born in Roma that has the bourbon vanilla in the base. This one opens with the bourbon vanilla. In the middle, there's the jasmine, and in the base, there's some benzoin. So it's ambery, there's jasmine, but when you wear the jasmine oil, you're gonna bring out that jasmine a little bit more if like the ambery kind of benzoin-y, not a word, vibe kind of bothers you. But yeah, deep. I find this very sexy, very intoxicating, and I think that it's gonna definitely fit the bill for a less expensive girl, talk properly, a less expensive option to smell like put together and a little bit bougie. Valentino Donna Born in Roma, the Intense, gives me about 8 hours on the skin. I would say the sillage and the projection, it's monstrous. You can smell me from the other room when I wear this. And of course I overspray, so yeah. Check this out if you haven't already. I know this, like I said, this is not a fragrance that everybody loves, but I'm one of those people that absolutely loves and enjoys it. Born in Roma, the Intense. Okay, last but not least, this is for my bougie people. Money is not an option. You know where you're going. It's a very exclusive spot. It's not a chain restaurant. It is just an exclusive spot, and you want to own the room. You want to smell so amazing that people are like, who is this? And you might be a little unapproachable. So what we're going to go in with, I didn't have like a special lotion. So let's say I'm using my Fenty Butter Drop or some Eucerin or anything that's very moisturizing and it's going to give you a glow. You want to glow up a little bit. Then we are going to go in with some CAVORT. CAVORT from Fragrance Du Bois. Y'all already know how I feel about this. There is saffron. S for saffron, S for sexy. I love this fragrance. There's saffron in the opening. There's a little bit of cinnamon. And I didn't get that cinnamon in the opening until like maybe 2 months ago, because the fragrance has sat and it's doing its thing. And then there's rose, there's ylang-ylang, there's sandalwood in the base. Very, very gorgeous fragrance. A little pricey. My opinion, it's worth the price. Look for a sale when AI or Veronica, anybody has their sales on So Avant-Garde. You might be able to save 30%, or they have like regular 20% off. Anyways, you can get it on a discount. That's all I'm trying to say. This fragrance right here is a love for me, and I pull this out for my really bougie occasions. But then I had to go a little further. And I had to bring in my girl, Ambrosia Imperiale. These two together, y'all. Bing! Gorgeous. So this has saffron in it, and that's why I said, let me try. The saffron, the caramel, the everything, the banana Foster vibe. These two together, sexiness. Very, very sexy. And they together will last way past your date. If the date ends up to be in the morning, you're walking down you're doing that walk of shame. You're going to be doing the walk of shame, smelling like $1 million. Go for it, okay? Go for it. So these two, CAVORT from Fragrance Du Bois with Ambrosia Imperiale. Yeah. You see that smile? Mm-hmm. Yes. Uh-huh. It's a wrap. Trust me, y'all. Try that combination if you have those two fragrances. You won't be disappointed. Okay, y'all, so that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it because I really enjoyed making it. I enjoyed, like, you know, talking about these fragrances, thinking about what I'm going to pull out for V-Day, what I'm going to do, y'all. I know one thing I want to do. I want to go see that Bob Marley movie because I am the biggest undisputed Bob Marley fan. Right here, so remember that. Anywho, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, please consider joining the family. It is free. I promise you, it is free. Check the description box for everything that I talked about. It will be linked, so it'll be easy for you to find it at the best price out there. And like I always say, we could be anything in this world we want to be. Hard work, dedication, perseverance. But if we're not there, and even if we're already there, where we need to be, smell like good people. Smell fabulous. Smell absolutely fabulous at all times. See y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.